What's up, guys and gals? Coming at you today from downforsoundshop.com. Gonna give you a little backstory on where I came from, pretty much. So, go get yourself some popcorn and a cold soda, and come back and take a seat if you want, if you care, if you want to join with the storytelling, my life story, I guess. So, with no further ado, the reason or how this came about was one of my haters posted a comment. The only reason why JP is where he's at today, or has what he has, something like that, is because his parents gave it all to him, paid for everything. So I figured, at first it kind of caught, like, I was like, man, that's pretty untrue. It's not true at all, actually. So, and I actually commented back and told him a little something, but I made a post on my social media and decided that it'd probably be cool to share the story with my supporters, that they support me, so they'd probably like to know the little backstory. I know I like knowing where people came from and stuff like that, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you where it all began and how it got to where it is. The person said that I didn't know the value of $1. I've never had to work for anything in my life. I was raised with a silver spoon in my mouth, and everything's always been given to me. So that's usually what haters say. They don't have anything else better to do or say, so they throw out this nonsense because they don't know anything. So they'd rather spew some lies and assumptions than truth. But anyway, no further ado, let's get this going. So I don't think I could accurately start this, or accurately portray where I came from, without letting you know where my family comes from. Poor, P-O-O-R. So let me start with my dad and his family and where they all come from and everything like that, so you can see that I did not come from money. My family didn't hand down money over the years, whatever. So my dad was born, his siblings, my grandma was born in Germany way back in the day, and they were poor. The circumstances were very bad over there at the time. My grandpa met my grandma over there when he was serving for the army. Sorry, I was looking for my water because I did this video once before and my GoPro decided to quit recording at 20 minutes. Anyway, we're gonna get through this. So my grandpa is over there serving in the army, falls in love with my grandma. My grandma and grandpa both passed in the past 3 years or so. So hope y'all are watching this and and enjoying this video, me telling this video for you guys of how much you're appreciated and have always been appreciated, and making what I am today a possibility. So thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. I'll never forget you. So my grandpa does everything he can to move my grandma and her kids, my dad and siblings, over from Germany to back with him to, I believe it was Hickman, Kentucky, where they had absolutely nothing. Poor. I'm talking dirt poor. How dirt poor is dirt poor? Single room shack in the middle of some woods with a dirt floor. Poor. With I believe it's 6 siblings, 6 kids. My grandma and grandpa, I think my grandpa had 3 jobs. My grandma had a job, maybe 2, and made this happen. That's poor. That's where it all began. Poor, right there. So my dad, once he was old enough to work, do some work, started out at pennies a day in the fields of Hickman, Kentucky, and the farms, feeding pigs, chopping cotton, like doing anything he could to get ahead, because he didn't want to be poor his whole life. He didn't want to live like that. He made the decision that he didn't want to be like that. So that's where it comes from. That's where it all began, right there. Tell me I come from money. Please tell me I come from money. I come from poor. Nothing was handed down from my grandparents. What was handed down was hard work. Work ethic was handed down, and that's something. There's definitely something to be said about that. So don't get it twisted that a silver spoon was handed down from generation to generation in my family. It doesn't work like that. It didn't come like that. So be sure not to get it twisted when you hear JP was came from money or was given everything, because this video is going to cover all that. So my dad worked doing those type of jobs, and he eventually moved to Greenville, Mississippi, where he met my mom, and my mom had already been married and had my oldest sisters, Audra and Honesty, and my dad fell in love with my mom, and decided that was what he loved, and I'm definitely ever so grateful that he decided that she was the one, and they've been together ever since. And he's loved Audra and Honesty like his own his entire life, and he's always been their father figure. Their, when they say dad, it's my dad. It's Frank Price. Sorry if I get a little mushy in this video, but it really hits me in the feels sometimes, seeing what all, like, my dad sacrificed to make sure that we didn't have to live as poor as he did when he was growing up. So I'll always be grateful for that. So my dad married my mom and had me and my sister, my youngest sister, Melissa. He had us, and he's always worked on the river, a chief engineer or engineer on a towboat for his entire life. He'd work 30 days on, 30 days off. That's how I knew my dad was 30 days at a time, pretty much. He 6 months out of the year is how often I got to see my dad, and he worked like this because he wasn't the smartest person, but he did know how to work. So that's what he did to provide. And ever since I was about 3 years old, he started instilling work ethic into me. And how, might you ask? So now we're gonna get into my job history, my work history. So you know, nothing was given to me. He gave me work ethic, and taught me to save, and my mom also taught me the same things. So when I was 3, my mom or my dad and my mom. If you follow me on social media, you may have seen this. A picture of me push mowing the yard when I was about 3 years old with a push mower. If you've ever mowed a yard, you'll know that there's two different levels to the, like there's a high bar and then there's like a low bar where they connect. And my mom or my dad most of the time would be pushing the top bar, and I would be at the bottom pushing the low bar, and that would go on to become a lifetime, or not a lifetime, up until last year, a supplemental income that stuck with me for the rest, or that time from not three, I wasn't cutting for money then, but say from 8 until I was 30, it was supplemental income. Like I said, you may have seen that picture on social media when my mom was push mowing the yard and I was down there in my undies or diaper or whatever you wear at that time, push mowing it with her. So when I turned 7, 8, I always say I was cutting my grass like ever since I could cut it. Like they had me cutting the yard and I liked it. Like it was cool. It's something that I could do, and it was one of my chores. So when I turned 7 or 8, I was cutting almost everybody's grass on my street in my neighborhood for what, 10, 15 bucks a yard, which at 7, 8 years old, that's really good money. So I was making, I mean, no kids were working at that time, but my dad had already taught me if I wanted to have stuff in life, I needed to work hard, I needed to save my money. So I was like, crap, if I wanted this new toy or chips or candy, like I needed to get out and work for it and save my money, and to get the stuff that I wanted. So I was cutting grass at 7, 8 years old when other kids were just riding bikes and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I still rode bikes, and what I do for fun back then, since I was this rich, spoiled kid, we were taking vacations on our yachts and all this stuff, right? No, we were playing in drainage ditches close to my house, making mud pies, riding bikes through the cotton fields. Spoiled, huh? Yeah. Really spoiled I was. A spoiled kid would definitely be playing in the woods and cotton fields with grasshoppers and frogs and mud puppies and frogs and all that stuff. That's what spoiled kids do, for sure. Anyway, we went out and got muddy. We played in the dirt. That's what me and my friends did when we were young. So let's fast forward to my first job that I had. Since I've never had to work, I never knew the value of a dollar. I've never had to work for what I have to earn money. I never had to do real work. You know what my first job was? Chopping cotton in the middle of a field, 100-degree weather in the Mississippi Delta. Not with a tractor, not with any type of machinery, with a hoe. Yeah, the hoe that you hold in your hand from sun up to sun down. That's what I did for my first job. $4.50 an hour. There was, for the longest time, until my hands got so calloused up that they didn't blister and bleed anymore, that for a while my hands were nothing but blisters, and just like would bleed. The blisters would come open and it would just be bleeding, and I would still be hoeing away chopping cotton in the middle of the Mississippi Delta in the blazing hot heat. The heat here in Vegas has nothing on the, it's bad, don't get me wrong, but the Mississippi Delta heat with the humidity being insane is way worse than the heat out here in the Delta, in the desert. The dry heat out here has nothing on the humid, hot the Mississippi Delta or over in the South. Um, and I didn't know it until I lived in Vegas for, like, I've been here for I think 7 months, but I didn't know what it was like until I stayed out here for a while, and it got hot, 115 degrees, close to 120 sometimes, and I went back home to Mississippi for Scraping the Coast car show, and I walked out of my hotel room that morning, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, man. It was hot. It made me have some flashbacks of all the hot times that I've been out there in that sun. But anyway, way worse. There was times that we'd be out chopping cotton, and some of my coworkers would just pass out from heat exhaustion, being out there all day, and this sun just beaming down on you. Like, for a while, I just wore a hat over my head, and my ears and nose would just be blistering from the sun, like burning, like just burning my skin off pretty much, and just being so hot. And anyway, that was my first job, chopping cotton with a hoe. Same thing that slaves used to do back in the day. Please tell me I don't know hard work. Please tell me that I haven't ever worked hard for my money, that I don't know the value of a dollar. I'll wait. I'll continue to listen, but this is more for my supporters. Sorry if I get off on little haters every now and then, but it bothers me a little bit that they just think they know everything when they absolutely have no idea. So I did that for a couple of years. Then I got a job at a crop dusting airport, or a crop dusting place where they spray crops in the Mississippi Delta, wherever. We know them as crop dusters, but they're called agricultural applicators. They spray like whatever ends up being grown, rice, cotton, beans, corn, whatever it is, they spray it and try to keep the pests down. So I did that from sun up to sundown, like during the summer when I was in high school. What years was that? I got my hardship license at 14. You could get your hardship back in the day to be able to drive. I got my hardship license when I was 14, and when my dad would be gone to the river, I'd be using his truck, which is that 93 Ford F-150 that's now known as the work truck. You didn't know that, did you? I was driving that while he was away at work, so I could be at work while he was working. So when he would come back, I would end up getting a ride with, he would give me a ride to work, or I would get a ride somehow. Because he would be working even when he came home from work, to work even more, just because that's how he is. He was nicknamed a workaholic, and that's and I've kind of taken on that name too, because he instilled that in me, a work ethic, a very strong work ethic. Sorry, and so anyway, work, and so I worked there for a while, and then I got the job I did chopping cotton for a while, and I started working at the crop dusting service for a couple years, or a year, or something like that. Year and a half, maybe, can't remember. Anyway, maybe a year, I don't know. Anyway, not that important. Sun up to sundown. Same thing, out in the heat. Whenever the airplanes would be gone, we would be sitting in this shack waiting on it to come back. They'd come back. We would be mixing chemicals to spray. Then at the end of every day, we had to wash all the planes, from top to bottom, so they wouldn't corrode. Take all the panels off, everything. Still out in the blazing hot sun. And from there, I went to public school. Sorry, I didn't go to private school. Since I had the silver spoon in my mouth, I had to go to public school. So I went to Riverside High School in Avon, Mississippi, little bitty school, but that's okay. So I decided to take. I was like really into cars, and I thought doing paint and body work was really cool. Still do, but they told me they had a VOTEC vocational school that we could attend if we wanted to kind of get our feet wet on practicing the trade. So I was like, man, I'll take that. I'll do the VOTEC thing and do the auto body course. So I got enrolled into that and started doing the auto body thing. And my teacher ended up getting me a job at a place called Quality Body Shop, which was right across the street, washing cars and doing a little prep work here and there. So that was cool. So I worked there, washing cars, sanding panels, and just prepping, getting ready. I don't think I ever got to paint anything serious. Maybe like some a trailer or something like that wasn't that important. I got to practice on over a mirror. Anyway, did that for a little while until about a couple months, and I decided that I wanted to do auto collision repair for a career. So my teacher told me about this school, Nashville Auto Diesel College in Nashville, Tennessee, and he was like, man, they got this good program. They got diesel school if people want to do that, but they have a good auto collision repair school. So it'd be cool if you I mean, I think you should go there. You'd learn all the everything, frame straightening to electronics. I mean, everything to do with the vehicle and repair. You learn it all. I was like, cool, man. Like, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. So I decided to do that. $30,000 between room, board, like all the expenses, everything like that. I had to get a loan for. Parents didn't pay for my school. I paid for it. It was a loan that I got that I had to pay for. So tell me how I was given everything in my life. I'll wait again. So after a couple of months out from me leaving to go to college, I get a call from a crop dusting service in Lake Village, Arkansas, which is right across the river. And he's like, hey man, like I need you to, like, I need another load guy, man. I'm in a bind. Like, can you come to work for me? I'm like, man, I'm already working here. And he's like, what will it take? He ended up offering me almost 3 times as much. I think I was making $150 a week at the body shop. He ended up offering me like right over $400 a week back then, which was, man, it made it hard to go to college because that was really good money back then. So I had to leave the body shop, and I mean, money talks. So I had to leave the body shop and go to work over there. I mean, I didn't have to, but it was a smart thing to do. Work there, and then when I ended up, like, my last day there, the guy ended up giving me $1,000 bonus to go to college, like to go towards my college stuff, to just show me appreciation for me coming over and like helping him out or whatever. So I was super grateful for that. So I leave, head to college, Nashville Auto Diesel College in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm there for a while. I'm like, man, I don't have a job or anything. Like, I need to find a job. I was really into like the auto collision repair. There was a guy named Jason Bullock there. If you've been in the Nashville area, or he's really popular, really skilled. He could do bags, body drops, shaved firewalls, shaved everything, tubbed. I mean, complete frame restorations, complete frame builds from the front to the back. Like, just very skilled guy. He could do it all. And he really took a liking to me, and I would go over to his house after we get out of school or whatever, because I wasn't working, and I would help him on like some projects here and there or whatever, like shaving door handles or tailgates or tubbing inside of a bed, whatever. But you didn't know that about me, did you? You didn't know I used to bag and body drop trucks. So it'll be another little thing that, like, JP doesn't know what he's doing or doesn't know how to do anything. I helped a friend of mine bag and body drop 88 Chevy on 20 24s. This was back in '03 on 22s, 24s, way back then. Yeah. So anyway, I was over there helping him for a while, just making like just little bitty money, $20, $30 here and there, just for helping. But I really wanted to do it for the experience, and I really liked doing it. Turns out his next door neighbor was he was a foreman at this dump truck, Oxbody maybe, dump truck bed manufacturing company in Nashville or whatever. And he came over one day. He's like, "Hey man, I heard you looking for a job." And I was like, "Well, I mean, not really looking for one, but like I help Jason sometimes. Like I like doing." He's like, "You know how to paint?" I'm like, "Well, sorta." He's like, "Well, show me what you can do." And I showed him like on a couple of panels where he's like, "That's good enough for me. Why don't you come to work for my company in Nashville, prepping and painting dump truck beds?" I'm like, "What?" Like, all right, well, I mean, what's it pay? And he ended up working out to where I was making decent, like, I'll take that back, good money painting dump truck beds, prepping and painting. I was like, but I was sanding. Man, I sanded so much my fingertips. If you do body work, you know you can make your fingertips bleed from sanding, wet sanding so much. Like your identity gets stolen because you've sanded off not only what you're working on, but you sand off your fingertips, and you start moving down your fingers more, so you're getting on different surfaces, and your whole inside of your hands will be just raw from sanding off all the skin on them. So I was sanding them, and then I'd had the suit up, and this big suit that only showed my face to paint with. And I had a respirator that went on, and then they gave me goggles, but the goggles, it was like the paint booth back then was nothing like the ones they had. It was just a big room, like with a couple fans in it. Like it was so, when I would get to spraying the overspray in there, would be so bad, it was just like a fog. I could barely even see the wall because it was always, well, 99% of the time it was black paint. So I would just see, like, it was just so thick in there. It was like a thick fog. Like, it was so thick with overspray. And it's 120 degrees, and it's like in a tin can in the middle of the sun. And I'm in this big suit, and I mean, sweat's running down my brow. I mean, when I take the suit off, when I get off work, like, just sweat would run out of the bottom of it. It's like a sweatsuit, pretty much. Like, just sweat pouring out of it. And that's what I did during college to earn money, to be able to go and do stuff on. Hard work and hot work. So that's the next job that I did. So please let me know that I've never had to work for what I have, or I don't know the value of a dollar, or working, doing actual work. So let's fast forward a little bit. I graduate one of the best in my class from NADC, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we'll find you a job in no time." The people were like, "Yeah, we'll have you a job at BMW or Mercedes or Bentley or whatever." They're just throwing all these big names out there, and I was all hyped up. I'm like, "Man, this is like all my hard work is gonna pay off, man. It's like I'm gonna get a good job and a career and everything like this." Super excited. So graduate, move back home, because I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna like move back home, be there for a little bit, and I'm gonna get this job at Mercedes-Benz in Dallas, Texas, or something that they were telling me. So I wasn't sweating it. Like I was ready to go. So a couple weeks goes by, don't hear anything. A month goes by, don't ever get a phone call. I'm like, "Man, what's the deal, man? Like I thought I'd be working somewhere by now." So I called the school up and like, "Man, like, what's the deal? Like, I thought I'd have a job, y'all. I mean, y'all are telling me all this." "Oh man, market's flooded, man. There's no jobs anywhere." I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty depressed to know that I just spent $30,000 to go to a school and get out, and there not be any jobs. Man, that's a pretty, and you may have experienced the same thing. That's a pretty sinking feeling. So I was pretty depressed about that. Like, it just hit me bad, like, to think I just spent all that money and time to go somewhere and it not work out, um, not be anything when I get out. So I'm like, there's got to be something. I'm gonna hit the ground. I'm gonna put in, like, I'm gonna go around town, look everywhere. Went to every body shop in town. Nobody had anything. Nobody needed anybody. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the next. I'm gonna move out to the next biggest cities. If I have to move to Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, like whatever, I'm gonna find something. Hitting up everywhere, and nothing had any openings available. I had a couple that were like, oh, we can start you out at minimum wage. I'm like, I can't even move for minimum wage. Like, by the time I get an apartment somewhere, and my truck insurance and like all these payments and so, I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's the best we got. So time just keeps ticking by. There's more time going by. Before I know it, there's 6 months goes by, and I get a letter in the mail. If you went to college and you got a student loan, you may know what this 6 month letter is that I got. It's Sally Mae wanting their money back. It's time for me to start paying my loan back. And here I am. Oh crap! I don't have any money. I'm broke. I hadn't been working. I had gotten to where I was like, I'd quit looking for a job because I didn't think there was anything. And my mom and dad were on me. They're like, you need to get a job. And I just, like, I didn't care state. I was in a depressed, like, state that I didn't want to do anything. All I did was, I just want to play video games all night and sleep till lunch or 2 in the afternoon and not do anything and just start playing video games again. I had zero drive or motivation to do anything. Even after my dad had taught me a strong work ethic, that was a point in my life where it kind of escaped me. I guess I could say. Anyway, my dad comes home from the river after his 30-day trip, and he's fed up. Him and my mom, they're both fed up. If you're gonna be staying here, you gotta pay for your student loan bills. You gotta pay rent. You gotta pay this and that. You gotta start putting out. You're not just gonna be sitting here all your life not having to pay anything. You're not gonna be a moocher. I was like, and I was just like, I didn't care. And like I said, it was just a bad point in my life at that time. Like, I was just depressed that I really spent all that money and just felt like it was a waste. That I couldn't find a job. I didn't want a job anywhere else. I wanted to be in a job that I would spend all that money to go to get. But life doesn't always go as planned, and there's reasons for that. You may not understand it right now, but you'll understand it later in life, why things happen and why things go the way that they do. It just doesn't make sense at the time, but usually it works out and you understand. But anyway, so my dad comes home. He's fed up, and he's like, "You're getting a job this time I'm home. I don't care if you're flipping burgers, like cleaning toilets. You doing something." And I'm all like, got my panties in the water because I don't want to do anything but work on some like body work or do. I really just wanted to paint. So he hits up a company that he used to work for when he moved to Mississippi. It's called Haley Marine Gears. They build gearboxes. They're actually gear parts for anything, like any type of boat, ships, towboats, tugboats, whatever that has gearboxes in them. A gearbox is the piece that goes between. It's just like a transmission. It goes between the motor and the output shaft, or the propeller. So he goes by there. He's like, "Hey, my boy needs a job. Like he needs to get to work because I ain't trying to pay his student loan bills back." So they ended up giving me a job. Neil Haley over there, he ended up giving me a job, being I guess an apprentice, you could say. Not an apprentice, but a helping hand to the actual mechanics that would go out and work on the gearboxes. That's probably that was probably the hardest work I've ever done to earn $1. When we would go out on trips to repair gearboxes, let me fill you in. Let me try to put you in the scene of what it was like. So it's summertime. It's 100 and something degrees outside. The humidity's 100%, 150%. It seems. These towboats, they're going upriver or whatever. They have 2 engines in there. I mean, it just depends. Say they have 2 engines in there, and they're full wide open going up the river. These engines running wide open, trying to push upriver. When you go in to inside, like from outside the boat inside to go down the engine room, it's so hot. Like, it's hard to describe. I mean, you may think you know heat from being outside in the sun, working outside or whatever. Nothing on working inside of an engine room on a towboat. Absolutely, like, not even close to being the same. These are engines, big 12, 16, 18 cylinder engines, whatever, huge, just like wide open down here in these rooms, just boiling heat. I remember this this picture in my head very vividly. Like, when you go down the steps to get to work in those towboats, the air is so thick and hot. It's almost like a blow dryer has just been blowing in there, or a torch is going in there, and there's somebody spraying a mist. I mean, like a steam out in there, because it's nothing but, it's so hot and it's so humid. It's insane. That's just the atmosphere, not even getting into what work that we were doing. So let's go ahead and move into that. As you walk down there, this is what I remember. There's a thermometer on the old dial type thermometer. Kids may not know anything about that. You're into the digital age now. Anyway, I walked down there, and there's this thermometer on the wall that goes up to 160 degrees, and it's pegged on 160. Let that sink in. Try to put yourself in that scenario of 160 degrees. You think 100 degrees? I just thought chopping cotton in the middle of a field was hot. I had no idea that there was way worse out there. So you get down there, and that's just the atmosphere you're in. To work on these gearboxes, you have to get down. There's a oil, grease, diesel catch pan under these gearboxes and clutch packs back there that you have to get down in to bust these freaking bolts and nuts. Are this big. I can't remember the size, but they are humongous. I mean, like, just holding one out like this is almost like the nut is so big. It's you can barely even hold it out, like straight out like that, because they're so massive. You have to lay down in that crap with it being blazing hot, and tear these gearboxes apart, because the longer that they would run wide open until you got there, and then they'd stop and you'd get to work on them, because the more time that those towboats are down, the time that those towboats or boats are down, they're not making money, so they're not trying to be down any longer than they have to. And I was making $10 an hour doing this, and I was laying down there literally covered in diesel, grease, oil from head to toe every day, like doing this type of work. So please tell me I don't know what hard work is. Please tell me I've never had to work to be where I am today, that I don't know the value of a dollar. I'll wait. Anyway, so from there, I worked there for a year and a half maybe. Then I got my job at the airport, which is where I worked at. A lot of you probably have known me, met me, because and since I worked at the airport, because that's really when I started getting popular with the Tahoe, was when I was working at the airport. So, it wasn't near as taxing of a job as hard work, but it was. I was pretty much on call 24/7 there, and all I wanted to do was work. I just wanted to work. My dad always told me, if you ever want to have anything in life, you have to work for it. You have to work hard and save money. And I got to where I was making a little bit of money, and I was like, man, like all I want to do is work. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to save as much money as I can. And I still had student loan bills and stuff like that, but I just want to save up money and really start like getting out of debt. And I worked, I think I worked 9 months straight, 7 days a week without a day off. I would work so much, like I didn't even want, that was my streak, 9 months without a day off. I was working a lot of times, like the guy that I was working for, he kept running the company leaner and leaner, to which when I started there we had 6 employees, and then I think when it was all said and done we were down to like 2. Anyway, so that put me taking on a lot more work, a lot more time. Anyway, it wasn't as much physical labor, but as far as time, like I'd get called out 11. Anytime there was a call out after hours from 11, I mean, I get called out 11 at night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter. Like I was the call. I was the number that those people called, and I was out there. I would wake up, and I think the call out fee was like $25. These people coming into these planes, and in these planes, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and my boss is charging a $25 call out fee for coming out and fueling up these planes. That's, man, thinking back now, like that's just insane. Like, cause say I'd sell 500 gallons of jet fuel at the call out, and I would get $25 for waking up in the middle of the night, going out there, doing all the work, and he was making buku off of me, going out there doing the work, not appreciative at all, not even once. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to work. I just wanted to make money. I didn't care about going anywhere until or see anything. I didn't even think about there's a whole nother world out there that we could go and explore and see, until I turned, I think, 26 or 27. There's a couple come through there. They were really nice. They came through very often, and they were always like, I'm going on vacation 4, 6, 8 times a year. I'm like, see, and I always talked to them. I was always like, they were super nice people, which is like, in my experience, there was a few pricks that came through there, but I would say like most of the people that fly privately in private planes, jets, some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I mean, they treat you like just as good as like anybody else that's on that plane. Like, someone lets you get up in there, take pictures, like whatever, like just super awesome people. I'd say 99% of them were just great, down-to-earth people. So some of them, they come through like all the time. We were just a good stop for them while they were going on vacation. And I was like, so where y'all headed to or whatever? And they're like, whatever, some beach. And I'm like, and I didn't think about it too. I was like, all right, cool, have a good trip or whatever. And they left, and I was sitting there waiting on the next plane to come or whatever. And they're like, and it just hit me. It was like, I'm 27. What have I done? Like, what have I seen? Where have I been? Like, what have I experienced? And I couldn't really come up with anything. Like, all I knew was work. Like, I didn't know if what my dad had taught me ended up being a curse or a blessing. So, but it was a blessing. I just had to. It was something I had to figure out on my own. So I was like, man, all I do is work. I'm like, for the longest time, my friends would be like, hey man, come to the beach with us or come out on the lake with us. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to work, man. I just want to make money. And and it finally hit me. I was like, man, I need to do something. I need to start doing something, going places, seeing things, doing things. So there has to be a balance of work and experiences. Like, memories. Yeah, I mean, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you probably see inspirational quotes and stuff like that. But it's so true. Um, you have to make money, like, for sure, but don't forget to make memories. Memories, like when you die, like you don't want to wake up and be 50 years old and haven't been anywhere. There's a whole world out there for you to see, and just find your balance as soon as you can. I see people way on the wrong side of the balance of partying all the time, like living paycheck to paycheck. Just, it's like they're celebrating like every weekend for what? Like what are they celebrating? Partying all the time, making $200 a week, spending $250 in one night at the bar, acting like a baller when they don't have nothing. Like, find your balance, and just don't, just have to find your balance. Like, don't work your life away and wake up and be 50, 60 years old and wonder like where it went, like slaved away to a person, and you don't get to experience anything because you're now old and you can't go to Jamaica and go ziplining or snorkeling or scuba diving or Tahiti or Hawaii, whatever. Like, you need to be able to experience these things. So by working hard, you're usually able to play a little harder, or experience some nicer things. So work hard, and I'll go from there. But anyway, so I started trying to balance that. Like, I worked that 9 months straight, and when I asked my employer at the time I was like, hey, can I take off to go to, I think it was Daytona Beach, Spring Break Nationals down there. Everybody's like, man, this show's awesome. And it was, like, back then it was like, man, it was so awesome. Could demo all day. Anyway, I took off. I asked him, I was like, hey man, can I be off these days? He's like, what? Like, you want to take off? Like, who's gonna cover your shift? And I'm like, man, I got vacation time. Like, that's how spoiled he had gotten. Like, how he was taking for granted me being there every day. When I hit him like, hey, I want to take some time off, or whatever, he didn't know how to act, because I was the one doing everything. Like, I was putting in all the hours. I was doing all the call outs and stuff like that. And for me to go out of town, that meant I wasn't available. Like him or the other worker, which he was older and he really didn't do the call outs or whatever, but he was gonna have to do it himself. So anyway, so glad I finally opened my eyes to doing something like that. And that was my last job from there. But while I was there in my last days of being there, I've been doing my YouTube videos for a long time. I would stay up all night. Like, I would go to shows. So say I went to Spring Break Nationals, left Friday. If I got off at 5 o'clock Thursday, I left and headed down there. I drove all night, got there. It took like 14 hours. I stayed up all Friday night. I didn't sleep until then. Like, this is how driven and stuff. I mean, I was excited. I was finally getting a day off and able to go do stuff too. But I was getting videos. Like, I wanted to get footage and like grow. Like, I wanted my YouTube channel to be something like very successful and like provide you guys with awesome content. So that was one of my driving factors too. I would come back. Like, I'd have to be back at work at Monday morning at 6 a.m. I would leave Daytona in just enough time to get back to work, like within an hour or two. A lot of times I would leave, I would swing by I'd drive 14 hours, swing by the house, take a shower, and go straight to work. I'd get off work that afternoon, come to the house, edit videos. Man, like, I put in the time to be where I'm at today, to have this channel. Like, if you don't have a big YouTube channel, or a lot of people put time in and it just doesn't get recognition. Like, they don't find their niche. But the people that do, like, they grow their channel or whatever, they know how much work it takes if you really want it to blow up and like take off. I mean, I'd get off. So anyway, I would get back to work from the long drive and stop, get a shower, get to work till 5 or whatever, get off there, go by the gym, edit videos till 12 or 1 at night, go to sleep, wake up, do it all again. Like that. But I had a vision that of what I wanted to have one day, a successful YouTube channel, but also I wanted to grow Down for Sound Shop into something that it is today, and even bigger. But it's on the way. But all this stuff, all this hard work is definitely paying off and getting to where I am today. I work it's easy to work 80 to 100 hour work weeks when you're doing it with something. I know I used to do it for a person that I didn't like, that didn't care about me. I just worked all the time because I wanted to make a paycheck. But when you do it and it's your business, your company, you think about it all the time. You even if you're not at work, you're thinking about ideas and stuff that you could do to be better, to be greater, what you could do to offer better service or better, just make everything better. Like when you really care about something, when you really find what your calling is, like you really want to do, like be your very best. And that's where I'm at on Down for Sound Shop. And some people are like, JP wouldn't be, his business wouldn't be where he's at, where it's at now, without his parents funding everything, without his parents giving him money. So if you stayed around until now and you've actually listened to this story, you know I didn't come from money. My parents didn't give me money. When it came time for me to do downforsoundshop.com, you know how much money my parents gave me? You know how much money anybody gave me? Nothing at all. But what they did give me was that strong work ethic. And if I ever wanted to have something, that I had to work hard at it, that making up excuses because we're making up excuses on why like I'm not where I want to be in life is somebody else's fault. So I took that work ethic and the money that I had saved up and invested it all into Down for Sound Shop, and I've done that since. I've been doing Down for Sound Shop for going on 2 years, like pretty heavy. Like I started promoting it the first year a little bit, but like this last year, I know you guys know, that's why I'm so driven, and like that's why I do my best at getting it out there and interacting with you guys. I have big aspirations and dreams of where this is going to be, and that takes hard work and a lot of time and dedication. So I've never, since that initial $5,000 investment that I made, I've yet to pay myself 1 penny out of Down for Sound Shop, because I was able to build my YouTube channel up to something decent for me to get by on until I reach goals in Down for Sound Shop, and decide to start paying myself for my hard work that I've been putting in the past couple of years just on Down for Sound Shop. Not even to mention all the work that I put in on YouTube, all the YouTube videos, and traveling everywhere to get all this footage and stuff like this. So I still have huge goals for this company, and I definitely couldn't do it without you guys' help. So I really appreciate all of your support. I know I tell you all the time, and it may sound repetitive or monotonous, but I really do appreciate you guys' support. You may not think it makes a big deal or whatever, because I have a decent following or whatever, but every time you share something, every time you purchase something, like sharing my videos, sharing my pictures, my social media posts, whatever, sharing that stuff is huge. Like you never know when that post is going to reach that person that needs an amp or needs a voltmeter or a sticker or whatever. Like, so when I tell you I really appreciate something, I genuinely appreciate your support in your business. Now that you know like my backstory and like that I came from what I came from, like my my family came from nothing. So without you guys' help and support, like there's no way that I would be like where I am today. With, I mean, yeah, my hard work is always there, but it doesn't matter how hard you work if it goes unnoticed, I guess. But as long I feel as if as long as you continually put in the hard work, uh, one day it'll get noticed. Not This could be inspirational if you want it to be. If you don't have a father figure or a family that's letting you know this stuff, just because you knock on a door 20 times and nobody answers, or they keep slamming the door in your face, don't give up on something that you really want in life, or you really want to be your dream, or what, something that drives you crazy, like you really love it. Like, you want to be a basketball player, you better be putting in 16 20-hour days. You better, don't tell me you want to be a professional basketball player, you're not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and shooting hoops all day till your fingers bleed. If you really want something in life, your hands or your eyeballs are going to be bleeding. You may hear the term bleeding out of your eyes for something you want so bad, which is your eyes burning from being up so long, like you want something that bad. The internet is a wealth of information. A lot of people use it for the dumbest things. They use it to watch cat videos, or the next conspiracy, false flag, whatever. You see these videos of the dumbest stuff getting millions of views, but when somebody posts something intellectual or helping you better yourself, it gets 100 views. Why is this? I think it's because people don't want to work for stuff that they have now. They don't want to work hard or put in the time. It's just easier to watch a funny video. Nothing wrong with watching funny videos or videos at all, but don't let that consume your life until where you're just watching videos all day long that's not making you any better, or improving your or getting you closer to your goals. So that being said, I'm going to conclude this video. I put in the time, I put in the work, and I'm just getting, like, I feel like I'm just really getting started right now on where my goals are and what I want to do. So maybe one day, well, I know I'll reach my goals and down for Sound Shop, and I'll be able to start paying myself for my work, at least $100 a week or something like that. And anyway, when the nights get long and my eyes are burning bad, super bad, because there's a lot of people have no idea how much stuff that I have going on, how complex everything I have going on is. I'm editing videos, I'm running this shop 98% by myself. I have a guy, Mark, down in Australia, that helps me with adding products and website glitches and stuff like that. As far as the order processing, receiving orders, processing orders, packing orders, customer service, editing videos, for my YouTube channel, taking pictures for Instagram, Facebook, for the business, or it's me. That's all me. So it involves a lot of long nights, long hours, easily 80 or 100-hour work weeks, because I have a goal, and that's what you have to do to reach that goal if you really want it. So when the nights get long, my eyes are burning, and I just want to quit. You know what I do? I think about my dad when back when he was working. He sacrificed so much. He came from dirt to make sure that I had a better life than he did, and I feel like if I don't become something at least a little bit successful, have something just better than what he did when he was a kid, or there's no reason why I shouldn't be something at least a little bit successful for all the sacrifice and hard work that he put in, everything that him and my mom and my family. Like, I feel like if I don't do halfway decent, like, I not only failed me, but I failed my mom and dad, my family, and that's what makes me push through and really continue to the drive on where I want to be in life. So that's gonna be it. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, sharing my content, being supporters or customers of my store, downforsoundshop.com. If you are a true supporter and you made it to this this point in the video, which is going to be the end, and you're the first person to see this and comment, say you were the first person to see it, and I'll send you a Down for Sound Shop shirt. Comment down there in the comments below. Share with me your story if you have something cool like that. So we know. I like to read other people's stories and stuff, where they came from. But comment below. Let me know if you are the first person to see this. Comment below and say that you saw the shirt first. That you'll take it, and I'll give you my email address so we can get up and I can send you your shirt. But regardless, always comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Tell people to subscribe. Share the videos on social media. Helps a lot, more than you'll ever know. And that's gonna be it. Greatly appreciate you guys. Hope you guys had a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Last thing, I promise, the last thing. Some people are telling me that I shouldn't do vlogs, but this channel is called Thelifeofprice, so it's just sharing. I can't remember if I even talked about this. I've been talking for so long, but anyway, it's just sharing what I like and my life pretty much. So if you don't like that, then you don't have to watch. But I think my genuine supporters really care. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Later. Yeah.